General Winston P. Wimpy Wilson served our nation for 42 years after enlisting in the Arkansas Air National Guard as an aircraft mechanic in 1929. After 11 years, he was commissioned in 1940. In 1950, he was mobilized during the Korean War and assigned to the National Guard Bureau. There, he headed the Air National Guard from 1953 to 1963. In 1963, he was promoted to the first chief of the Air National Guard, a position he held until his retirement in 1971. As the Guard Chief, Wilson is credited with transforming the Air National Guard from a glorified government-sponsored flying club equipped with obsolete aircraft into a highly valued reserve component of the Air Force. He converted the Air Guard from a fighter organization to a balanced force of mobility and combat flying units. By insisting on realistic training according to active force standards, modern equipment and integration in Air Force war plans, training and operations, he revolutionized the way the Air Force managed its reserve components. These initiatives resulted in the Department of Defense's total force policy in the 1970s. Under General Wilson's leadership, the 1950s Air National Guard began exchanging fighters for special operations airlifters and aeromedical airlifters. During the 1960s, the Guard obtained C-97 transports and KC-97s, the Guard's first tankers. In 1970, the first C-130s joined the Guard, beginning a long-lasting relationship in the tactical airlift world. During General Wilson's term as the chief of the Air National Guard Bureau, their force structure went from no mobility assets to 104 strategic airlifters, 56 tactical airlifters, and 77 air refuelers when he retired in 1971. That year, the Air National Guard flew 4,854 airlift missions for MAC, carrying 18,366 tons of cargo and 98,028 passengers. Expanding on a concept he had initiated with air defense units, General Wilson assured that Guard volunteers and personnel on annual training status flew real-world airlift and tanker missions for the active force on a regular basis. In 1967, he established the first sustained overseas volunteer rotation to support active forces. 6 to 8 KC-97s provided support in Germany, refueling United States Air Force fighters in Europe. Nicknamed Operation Creek Party, Guardsmen flew 6,512 sorties, offloading nearly 140 million pounds of fuel over a 10-year period. General Wilson's leadership gave the Air Force a cost-effective addition to its mobility assets that are as effective today as they were in the 1960s. This valuable addition to the mobility air forces created by General Wilson is rightfully recognized by his induction into the Mobility Hall of Fame.
Sir,